To passive viewers of Formula One and motorsport, Susie Wolff may just appear to be the wife of Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, but to avid fans of the sport, she's so much more. From her beginnings as a young karting prodigy in Scotland to an F1 development driver and now a prominent executive in the world of motorsport, she's shaping the future of women in racing. With Toto by her side, she's changing motorsport from a male-dominated spectacle to one where women have a shot at the top step of the podium. Susie Wolff was born on December 6, 1982, in the coastal town of Oban, Scotland. Growing up in a family deeply connected to motorsport, she was immersed in the thrill of engines and speed from a young age. In fact, she got her first motorized bike at just 2 years old, and before long, knew she was destined for a life on the racetrack. Wolff began karting at the age of 8, quickly becoming hooked on the sport. A key moment came when she was about 13. Her parents took her to watch her first Formula 3 race, an experience that opened her eyes to her own potential in racing. From that day on, Susie was determined to pursue motorsports as a career. Wolff quickly made a name for herself in competitive karting during the 1990s. The same year she attended that F3 race, she earned the British Woman Kart Racing Driver of the Year award for the first time. In 1997, she secured significant wins, including victory in the 24-hour Middle East Kart Championship and the Scottish Junior Intercontinental A title. She would go on to win British Woman Kart Racing Driver of the Year 4 years in a row, showcasing her consistency at the top of the female karting ranks. By 2000, Wolff was recognized as the top female kart driver in the world, capping an illustrious career and signaling that she could compete with the best of her peers. Transitioning from karts to cars, she graduated into single-seater racing in 2001, entering the Formula Renault Winter Series. This would mark the start of her journey in junior formulae. From 2002 to 2004, Susie competed in the Formula Renault UK Championship, and her performances didn't go unnoticed. She was the first woman ever to be nominated for the prestigious BRDC McLaren Autosport Young Driver of the Year award. Although she didn't win, simply reaching the finals against an all-male field was a breakthrough. Wolff's ascent hit a hurdle in 2005. She'd planned to progress to the British Formula 3 Championship, but broke her ankle whilst outrunning, and this setback, combined with the significant funding required to secure an F3 seat, meant she lost the opportunity to race in F3 that year. But what initially looked like a major blow to her career would lead to an unexpected opportunity. In 2006, Wolff's racing skills caught the attention of Mercedes-Benz Motorsport executives, notably Norbert Haug, who'd seen her on stage as a Young Driver of the Year finalist and remembered her performance. Wolff was offered a test in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters, Germany's premier touring car championship, and boy, did she impress. At 23, she landed a 1-year contract with Mercedes that would ultimately extend to a 7-year stint in DTM. Wolff competed in DTM for teams Muka Motorsport and Person Motorsport. Stepping into this highly competitive series, filled with ex-Formula One and top international drivers, was a significant leap, but Susie steadily improved and held her own. Her best season result came in 2010, when she finished 13th in the overall standings, a personal high point in a field of seasoned professionals. By the end of 2012, having competed in over 70 DTM races, Wolff began considering the next chapter of her career, one that would bring her closer to her Formula One ambitions. Wolff's lifelong dream of entering Formula One came closer to reality in April 2012, when she was signed by the Williams F1 team as a development driver, working on the simulator and driving straight-line tests to help to develop the team's cars. Over the next couple of years, her responsibilities grew. Williams retained her as a development driver through 2013, and by 2014, had entrusted her with higher-profile track duties. That year, she also made history at Silverstone when she became the first woman in 22 years to take part in an official F1 race weekend session, driving the Williams-Mercedes FW36 in the Friday FP1 practice. At the 2014 German Grand Prix in Hockenheim, Wolff again took the wheel in FP1, posting the 15th fastest time and wrapping up the session only 0.227 seconds behind her much more experienced teammate, Felipe Massa. In 2015, Wolff continued to break new ground. She participated in 2 more Grand Prix weekends with Williams, becoming the first woman since 1976 to take part in multiple F1 race weekends. Despite these milestones, however, a full-time racing seat in Formula One remained elusive. In late 2015, Susie decided to hang up her helmet and retire from professional competition, having always maintained she'd stop driving if she felt she couldn't progress further. Her final appearance behind the wheel was at the Race of Champions end-of-year event in London, where she teamed up with fellow Scott David Coulthard. Upon retiring as a driver, Susie Wolff immediately pivoted to championing diversity and inclusion in motorsport. In 2016, she partnered with the UK Motorsports Association to launch Dare to be Different. It aimed to inspire the next generation of female drivers through networking events, school visits, and mentorship programs. Dare to be Different gained international attention and later merged with the FIA's Girls on Track program, further expanding its reach. Wolff also took on an ambassadorial role with Mercedes-Benz in 2016, leveraging her profile to promote women in automotive and racing careers. That same year, she became a pundit for Channel 4's Formula One coverage in the UK, becoming one of the few women analysts in the sport at the time. Before she knew it, her contributions to the world of motorsport had earned her ample recognition, and she was honored in 2017 with an MBE for services to women in sport. In June 2018, Wolff made the bold move to the management side of racing when she was appointed team principal of the Venturi Formula E team. This was her first step into team leadership and ownership, and it came in a rapidly growing championship. The offer to lead Venturi came from the team's owner, Gildo Pastor, who'd initially approached Susie years earlier about driving for him. Now, he wanted her to run the team. With Formula E gaining momentum and her own hunger for a new challenge, Wolff accepted the position. Importantly, she negotiated an equity share in Venturi, mirroring a strategy used by her husband, Toto Wolff, in his Mercedes F1 team career, rather than a traditional salaried job, giving her a real stake in the team's success. As Venturi's team principal, Wolff oversaw all racing and business operations. She faced a struggling outfit, but embraced the task of turning it around. And she was, for the most part, successful. The team attracted strong drivers, including ex-F1 talent, and improved its competitiveness each season. Wolff's efforts were rewarded when she was promoted to CEO of Venturi, expanding her responsibilities within the organization. However, after 4 years at the helm, she decided in mid-2022 to step away from Formula E. And what she was leaving to work on would outshine all she accomplished during her foray into electric single-seater racing. On March 1, 2023, Formula One announced Susie Wolff's appointment as the managing director of F1 Academy, a new all-female driver development series. This FIA-backed category aimed to bridge the gap for young female racers and prepare them for higher levels, including F1. For Wolff, the role was a perfect fit. She framed the academy as both a professional ladder and an inspiration for women worldwide. And it could almost be called a full-circle moment, as she was finally able to work directly with the young female drivers she'd so hoped to inspire throughout her driving career. F1 Academy's inaugural season kicked off in 2023, and Wolff immediately set about shaping the series. It features 5 teams, each running 3 identical Formula 4-level cars. To reduce financial barriers, F1 subsidizes a significant portion of the costs. In its debut year, the Academy held 7 race weekends and quickly proved its worth by showcasing emerging female talents and providing them with extensive track time and coaching. Under Susie Wolff's leadership, F1 Academy has already taken great strides. The series secured a spot on the F1 Grand Prix support bill for its 2nd and 3rd seasons, allowing it and its drivers greater visibility. On top of this, Wolff was instrumental in orchestrating a landmark collaboration with Formula One teams. Each of the 10 teams agreed to support an Academy driver in 2024, providing mentorship, technical assistance, and F1-themed liveries on the cars. However, while Wolff's tenure at F1 Academy has been largely defined by progress and optimism, it hasn't been without challenges. In late 2023, an unexpected controversy arose when the FIA launched a brief inquiry into a potential conflict of interest. essentially questioning whether confidential information might be improperly shared between Susie and her husband. All 10 F1 teams publicly stated they had no concerns and voiced support for Susie and the Academy, leading the FIA to drop its investigation. As of 2025, Susie Wolff continues to lead F1 Academy with the same drive that defined her racing days. Her journey from a young girl driving karts to joining F1 as a development driver has been nothing short of trailblazing. Wolff's often said she wants to inspire the next generation and ensure young women know that a place in motorsport is achievable, and it's something she's definitely accomplished. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and comment and hit that subscribe button if you want to learn about more trailblazing women.